there guys, and welcome. It is Niran here, and today it is time for me to welcome you to episode number 4 of the FIFA 16 show. This is of course the series where I bring you all the latest news and updates concerning FIFA 16, the new game coming out at the end of September. Last episode I brought you the longest episode in FIFA show history at 17 and a half odd minutes long because of the amount of stuff that came out of Gamescom concerning career mode, concerning Ultimate Team, concerning everything realistically as well. But I decided to leave some of the stuff that was to do with gameplay until this episode. If you haven't seen the last episode of the FIFA 16 show, I would highly suggest going and seeing it. There's a lot of stuff including career mode, Ultimate Team draft stuff, as well as the new card designs, all that good stuff as well, so I would highly suggest going and seeing that. There'll be a link in the description and a link to the playlist as well if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes. If you could smash 50 likes on this episode, that would be absolutely awesome as well. But in the meantime, it's time to get into the second part, basically, of stuff that was announced at Gamescom. There's also been a little bit of stuff announced since Gamescom, or between Gamescom and now as well, and I'll go over that stuff as well. But first of all, we're going to go into something that was announced just before Gamescom. I think it was the day before, or the first day of Gamescom, something along those lines, and that is the new stadiums that are going to be in FIFA 16. Now, there's obviously, because of the BPL sort of deal that goes on where you have the fully licensed stadiums, fully licensed graphics and stuff, the 3 new promoted teams being Norwich, Watford and Bournemouth, up from the Championship into the Barclays Premier League, all 3 of their stadiums will now be implemented into FIFA 16 very realistically, with all the, you know, it'll look great. So there'll be some screenshots, hopefully, of all 3 in the background. I could only find one for Norwich Stadium, Carrow Road, when I was looking around, but hopefully by now, by the time I edited it, I might have found some for Watford and Bournemouth. But those 3 new stadiums will be on there. There'll be a link to a list of all the stadiums on the game in the description as well, but I'm just going to go over the new ones in this video because all the ones that were on FIFA 15 are still on FIFA 16. So the new ones, as I just said, are going to be Carrow Road, Vicarage Road, and the Vitality Stadium of Bournemouth for the new BPL teams because they were promoted. Borussia Park is also going to be a new stadium. They are, of course, that is, of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach Stadium from the Bundesliga. We've got the Stade Velodrome, which is Marseille Stadium from Ligue 1. Century Link Field, even the MLS Stadium used by the Seattle Sounders. The King Abdullah Sports City Stadium from Saudi Arabia. As I said, all the new BPL stadiums, and also El Monumental, the new stadium that belongs to River Plate of the Argentinian League. So that's all the standard ones. There's also going to be Fratton Park, which, if you don't know, is Portsmouth Stadium. Of course, it's a fairly decent stadium because Portsmouth used to be in the Premier League. However, they're in League 2, suffered a massive decline. It's a massive shame. They look as if they've got above that now. But the reason that a League 2 stadium, as you wouldn't really expect, has been implemented into FIFA is because, sadly, the creative director of FIFA, called Simon Humber, he passed away earlier on in the year, but he was a massive Portsmouth fan. So EA and FIFA have actually decided to implement Fratton Park into FIFA 16. And I know the guy. I know apparently the guy had had a huge influence when it came to the actual final product of the game and the new features that were in the game, even as soon as the game this year as well, when those ideas were discussed a few years ago. But so that's a massive shame. It's obviously a very sad thing, but it's a very nice touch for EA to put that stadium in as a sort of remembrance for someone who worked so much on the EA title. Now, another thing beyond the stadiums, we've got Gamescom footage that has been leaked. Of course, this always happens when we get a gaming event. There's a link to it on. There's a page, a news article on it on Foothead. Again, a link to it will be in the description because I don't want to go through copyright infringements. To be honest with you, it's a very early build, so I would take what you see on Foothead with a pinch of salt because it's pretty much probably going to be FIFA 15.5 right now because it isn't even going to be the demo build yet. So take what you see with a pinch of salt. But yeah, that's going to be that. There'll be a link to that in the description. I think it's used with like one of those potato camera recorders. So again, not used with a capture card. I don't think. That's kind of it for the big stuff. There's going to be some new Ultimate Team kits, as you see on the screen now. They look absolutely insane. The home and away kits look incredible. I think they were made by some GFX dude who's, some graphic designer guy who's linked to EA, and they look amazing. It's absolutely mad. The goalkeeper kits look really cool as well, so some screenshots of those will be on the screen. But a few people have been asking me whether there's any Pro Clubs news, because I've told you a lot about career mode, a lot about Ultimate Team with Ultimate Team Draft and stuff, and even in this episode, told you a bit about Ultimate Team, a bit about some of the gameplay stuff, whatever, the new stadiums. Is there going to be any Pro Clubs news is what I've been asked, and there isn't, basically. I mean, it's not really a game mode that is sort of highly regarded by EA. It's the one that has the most potential, as everyone always says, but EA do absolutely nothing with it every single year. So there hasn't been anything announced yet, but it's not exactly one of those game modes that EA would actually announce information about at gaming events. So there is potential for it to change in some sort of way, but it's not looking good at the moment for any Pro Clubs fans. It'll probably, unfortunately, stay the same for about the 15th year in a row. But that's pretty much it from me for this episode. If you did enjoy, feel free to smash the like button. 50 likes yet again would be absolutely awesome. Hopefully some more big news as well for next week. Of course, there's quite a lot already been announced from Gamescom, so it's going to be quite difficult to come up with news, I think, realistically, over the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks until the game comes out. But in the meantime, comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much, and comment your thoughts on what you've seen in the news so far this week, as well as, if you didn't see last episode, your thoughts on last episode as well. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.